we're going to write tangent of arctangent of 1 plus arc cosine of x as an algebraic expression. So first thing is I'm taking tangent of two things being added, correct? So I have a u and a v there. So this is my u, this is my v. Tangent of u plus v has a formula of tangent of u plus tangent of v over 1 minus tangent of u times tangent of v. Correct?
Correct.
All right. We've done the pieces of this before. We just got to put it together now. All right, so this is my u, this is my v. So I'm just going to put it into the equation. So tangent of u, which is the arctan of 1, plus tangent of v, which is the arc cosine of x, over 1 minus tangent of u, which is the arctan of 1, times tangent of v, which is the arc cosine of x. Now, one way this is going to differ is they said write as an algebraic expression. Well, notice we have an x in the problem, don't we?
Yeah.
So we're not going to be able to work that one out. So the reason they said algebraic expression is we're going to end up with x in our answer. All right, so over here, I'm going to do a little think bubble. And I need to figure out, like, arc tangent of 1. I'm sorry, I wrote that wrong. Tangent of arc tangent of 1. It is, because remember, tangent and the arc tangent kind of cancel each other out because they're reciprocal, or their inverse, excuse me, so it equals 1.
0 and 1.
So everywhere we have tangent of arc tangent, we're going to replace that with a 1. But then we have tangent of arc cosine of x.
Why do you gotta make things difficult?
So the first thing is, remember, we let what's inside here be our u. So we said really we're after tangent of u. Tangent is also, we know, y over x, isn't it? All right, so we're going to come back to that. I'm actually going to erase the bottom of my bubble here because I think I might need that room. I don't want to be too restricted on it. Okay, so what we have then right here is you said u is equal to the arc cosine of x, which remember when we take the inverse of it means cosine of angle u equals x. And I need to know about angle u so that I can find tangent of u. So we said tangent is y over x. So I need y and I need x. What is cosine in terms of x, y, and r? All right, so this cosine of u equals x. I need to make that into a fraction, so I'm going to put that x over 1. So doing that, we know x is x. We know r is, and we need to find y, don't we? Okay. So just like we did earlier, x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So we get x squared plus y squared equals 1 squared. So x squared plus y squared equals 1. What are we solving for again?
Cosine? No, tangent.
We need y. So
That's what.
get rid of the x squared. So we know that, I'm going to do this we're going to do this at right over here. So we know then, if we move the x squared over, then we know y squared is equal to 1 minus x squared. We take the square root, so y equals plus or minus the square root of 1 minus x squared. Now remember, we're talking about arc cosine. What quadrants is arc cosine going to be in? Quadrants 1 and 2. So in quadrants 1 and 2, is my y positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive. So we're looking, our y is going to be the positive square root of 1 minus x squared. And so we know, you just said y was a positive square root of 1 minus x squared over, what is x? Go back where we have our x, y, and r labeled down here. I just circled it in pink. X is just x. So I got tangent of u then is the square root of 1 minus x squared all over x. All right. Now that we know those pieces, we're going to come back and we're going to replace it. So let me change different color there. So what is tangent of the arctangent of 1? It was 1, right? Plus, what did you say the tangent of the arc cosine of x was equal to?
That's equal to the square root of 1 minus x squared over x.
Good. Over 1 minus, what'd you tell me tangent of arctangent of 1 was equal to? Times, what'd you tell me tangent of the arc cosine of x was equal to? That
Square root of 1 minus x, or 1 minus x squared times
over x. Good. Now we can just go ahead and multiply those two. So I'm going to copy the rest of it over here. So I've got 1 plus that fraction over 1 minus, and 1 times that fraction is just a fraction, isn't it? Why can you not just cancel out the square root part?
Because they're super glued.
Super glued with the plus and minus signs, and they're not exactly the same because they're different signs. So, what are we having an issue with here? There's a fraction. So how can we get rid of a fraction? You can do keep it, change it, flip it, but if so, you've got to get rid of the 1 plus and the 1 minus. You're going to have to actually add and subtract those together first. But there's another way we talked about how to get rid of a fraction. Do you remember? What's the other way? Yes. What is the other way you could get rid of the x on bottom? Multiply by it, right? And remember, as long as you multiply everything by it, then it's okay because it's staying equal. So we're going to do that. So I got x times 1 is x plus this x and this x are going to cancel, so I just have that square root. On the bottom, x times 1 is x minus, and the same thing here, this x and that x will cancel, so I'm left with my square root. And I know we have a radical on bottom, but it gets really, really messy and ugly, so I will let you stop here, but you cannot leave a fraction within a fraction because that wasn't hard.